A lot of questions from our professionals, mainly our investment banking, consulting, private equity, and venture capital professionals who are analysts and associates regarding the state of private equity recruiting in 2025. So I'll give you some insights of what we're seeing in the market and how to approach it. Number one, look, traditionally, private equity and buy-side recruiting happens in waves. There'll be an on-cycle wave, which typically happens your first year as an analyst, and then subsequently over the next 1 to 2 to 3 years, you'll have what we call off-cycle waves, which means it's more unstructured recruiting happens over the course of time. This year, which has been a recent development in the market, is that several of our largest private equity firms have come out and said they're not going to participate in traditional on-cycle recruiting, which means that they're not going to be participating in that structured process, which happens over the course of a couple weeks early on in that analyst time period. So what does that mean for you all, right? So that's the question that you guys will ask. So here's maybe 3 or 4 things I'll say. Number one, we still expect kind of the on-cycle process to happen in sporadic waves, which means that several firms will still go and try to test the market. And this may not be the largest firms, this may be some of the sort of the next level of the firms, but still expect a wave of firms to recruit for talent over the coming weeks and months. Number two, I think the extension of the timeline, which many of our top firms have said will go into 2026, actually gives our analysts tremendous opportunity to put together all the components of your profile that will be the most attractive to these firms, which means that really focusing on building up a technical skill set, really focusing on building up deal repertoire and being able to speak about that, really focus on talking about which industries and types of strategies that you're interested in private equity, as a lot of those things will get into really strong focus. Number 3, this reintroduces the idea of networking, which we see a lot more in the traditional IB paths, but these days there's a huge, much larger emphasis on networking in order to even be well positioned to get these private equity jobs. So for that, guys, my suggestion is first figure out what types of firms and strategies are interesting to you, and then start making a list of professionals. This could be from your undergrad connections, this could be from your current bank or consulting firm, those connections where they've exited out. It could be in more cold connections, which is industries that you're interested in. So start making a list of those professionals and then start reaching out to them as early as summer, fall. Start building those connections such that you're well positioned for when recruiting happens. And then obviously number 4, prepare such that recruiting could happen at any time, right? So we don't know for sure yet, or it hasn't gone to market yet when on-cycle will happen for 2025-26. So my